You have been building your note-taking system for a while. You select the best methods and you look at the coolest features. And yet, it seems it's still not really working. When it comes to thinking and writing, your system still doesn't support what you want to do. May it be the case that you have a Frankenstein system? Let's check it out. The video you're about to watch is part of a free mini course on how to create a knowledge system that works for you without having to abandon your favorite app or end up with an impossible to maintain structure. So if you want to have access to the full course, just check the description of this video. In this video, we investigate the third and last challenge that is very common in the journey of creating a system that works for you. And that's a challenge that I call the Frankenstein system, okay? Which is that system where you put pieces of multiple methodologies, maybe you have multiple apps, and you try to integrate them all together and hoping that that will make thinking and writing easier. But the system itself is so flimsy, it's so hard to maintain because there are so many pieces that you spend more time working on the system than working with the system in what matters to you, okay? So how did it work? How did it look like? As you saw in our journey, that's the moment where we have a lot of knowledge, we have knowledge about apps, about methodology, we're trying to put everything together, figuring out, because people say that's the right way to do it. So we're trying to put a lot of the right way together, okay? Say, let me just integrate my fleeting and permanent nodes to my maps of content into a Power-based folder system reached by super tag-based automations. Insert that whatever else you want in there, like data notes or whatever it is, okay? And that's what we call awakening the Frankenstein system, okay? And the main difference with the Shiny app and the borrowing someone's gloves problems is that before we have this in our mind, okay? It's a mindset of like, somebody save me. I have a problem, someone will come and just solve it. I will download an app and the app will solve it. Or I will borrow someone's methodology because they say that's the methodology, I need to solve the problem. And we have that belief, okay, somebody save me. Someone will come in shiny armor, like shiny armor with the with the app here, and come to save us, okay? But then at this point, you're like, you know what? Everything changed. My destiny is in my hands. I will go and solve my problem because I don't think there is anyone else who can, okay? It's very personal, it's my system. You start to understand that it's a system that works for you specifically, okay? So, as that's in our hands, we say, I will just search for everything. But the problem is, at that point in time, if you have arrived at this mini course, like most people, the belief is there are the tools and they are not the solution. The tools implement methods. So I just need to find the methods that work for me, the bits and pieces that work for me. The types of nodes, the structure of the folder, the structure of the tags, what are the elements of the system, how, like, what goes after each other that works for me, okay? That's the knowledge that most people have because that's what everyone is talking about, okay? And then how do you make a decision looking at all those books and videos? How do you make a decision what enters in the system? It goes a little bit like this. Oh, this is cool. Wow, this is cool as well. Oh, this is also cool. OMG, amazing. I love this new AI thing that people are talking about, So we take a decision based on coolness, okay? So you, on one side, you want a system that supports your natural flow of thinking, okay? You just want something that like the system should make thinking easy, writing super easy, just flow without any friction. But then on the other side, you are taking the decision on what enters your system based on coolness, okay? Use coolness as your decision criteria. And then you end up with a cool system that's a Frankenstein, okay? And it's just like all falling apart because things are not kind of well connected, okay? And that's where we end up with a problem of having an impossible to maintain system, okay? We end up with a system that is like, we don't know, we spend more time trying to ensure the system will not break rather than just doing what you want, thinking and writing, okay? So There are two ways to think about that. So the first one that causes the problem is that we choose system elements based on what you like. It's like, oh, this looks cool, this is new, this is interesting, let me add it, let me add it, let me add it. Okay? Whereas I invite you to think differently. Choose system elements based on what you need. Okay, what you need in your process of thinking and writing. You can still play, but take it as a play. Okay, let me play with other features just to see how they work. Maybe there's a nice mindset in there. Maybe something that I want to borrow, you know. I'll say still play if that's what you want, but see that as play, not as, oh, I am improving my thinking and my writing. Okay. And the way to choose elements based on what you need is by identifying the friction points. What is the moment when I'm trying to do something and the system is actually playing against me? I'm just getting frustrated. I'm not able to achieve the thing that I want to do. Okay. So that's the moment where you can start smoothing, okay, the Frankenstein system. Okay. So the way to solve the Frankenstein system, not create a Frankenstein or improving, if you want to go in that direction, the metaphor, is to create a structure that removes friction from your thinking process. Because at the end of the day, all we want is not to have a system, but improve the thinking and the writing. The system exists to support that. If the system is not working right now, okay, for that, it's not worth it, okay? It's not like, we work on it for 2 years and then it will work. No, this will be right now. Every single step that you add, because you have a system already. When you're just thinking right and creating a pile of notes, you have a system. And the system is take a note, write it down, put on the pile. Take a note, write it down, put on the pile. Okay, you have a system. So when you add something to your system, a method, a way of thinking, a way of organizing things, ensure that that thing that is being added is improving the process of thinking. Open a note, write it down, and put in a pile. Okay? So create a structure that removes thinking of your thinking process. Okay? So hopefully now, rather than just throw in the towel and say, I don't care about this PKM things, systems, apps, I don't care about anything at all. What I invite you to do is to climb your own PKM pyramid. Okay? Let's think about the mindset, then the methods, then the tools. And that's what we'll be talking about next. So in the next videos, we'll be talking about how can you create a system that works for you while learning from this journey, from the challenge that came from this journey. Okay, so if you haven't been to this journey, perfect, you don't need to go through it. But if you have been, how can you take advantage of that in your own journey? So let us know in the comments below. If you do have a Frankenstein system, what is one change you have made that you're actually grateful for? And with that, we have completed our series on the 3 challenges you may face as a note taker when trying to create a system that works for you. And if you want to access the full mini course, I will leave the link in the description below this video. I hope to see you there. Otherwise, see you in the next video.